this. Okay, so now that this lecture is being recorded, let me just repeat what I said earlier, that this is part 3 of Grammar 3 Verb Tenses lecture, and hopefully it's the last part that we will be talking about Grammar 3, although I know that it is a very helpful series for you guys because a lot of you have been struggling with verb tenses. How did I know that? According to our one-on-one coaching sessions, I have assessed your level when it comes to English proficiency, and it is noticeably there that you have a great problem with when it comes to sentence structure, especially with verb tenses. That's why we focused on this for the last 2 weeks. So today is the last installation. It's the simple future. And we're going to talk about the difference between will and going to, because they appear to be very similar, actually, right? But when it comes to English grammar, meron talaga yung mga rules. So, when we use the word will, it expresses your willingness to do something. From the word itself, will, I am willing to do it, right? So, if I say that I will go to the party tonight, it's actually different from saying I am going to. Because ang pinagkaiba nun, yung degree of your seriousness. Pag kasi sinabi mo, I will, it means that you are willing and you are planning. You have the idea that, yeah, I will go to the party tonight. However, it's totally different from I am going to the party tonight, because when you say I am going to, it has, mas mabigat siya. Ibig sabihin talagang nakaset na yung isip mo, whatever happens, you are going to go to the party tonight. Unlike pag sinabi ni Nicole, I will go to the party tonight, maaaring bumack out pa siya. Kasi hindi pa siya ganun ka-decisive, or probably hindi pa siya ganun ka-sure kasi wala pa siyang outfit or something like that. But when you say that I am going to, it means that you will go there no matter what happens. Okay, so most of you here are already parents, am I right? Sa mga nasa Zoom? Are you guys already parents? So at school, your kids, they attend a lot of like events, right? Meetings. You have to attend meetings as well. So if you say to your to your students, to your child's advisor that you are going to, I am going to attend the PTA meeting, it means your attendance is already sure. You've already canceled the other plans and you're going to go to the meeting. But when you say you will, may chance pa na hindi matuloy, okay? Kaya nga sa tanong na, will you marry me? Hindi ka pa sure, right? Kasi, will you marry me? You're not sure if the person is gonna say yes or no. That's why it's a proposal. Ang pangit naman pakinggan, are you going to marry me? Di ba? Parang, you are insisting that the person marries you, but that's defeating the purpose of a proposal, because a proposal is actually testing the waters kung talaga bang mag-yes ba to or no, because you don't know. Men, are you already sure that she's gonna say yes? Ito naman makailing eh. So, yeah. So sometimes, minsan pag sure ka, kahit sure ka na, hindi pa din talaga sure that she's gonna say yes. So do you see the difference between the two? But the common denominator between will and I'm going to is that they're expressing future tense, things that will happen in the future. Anong nangyayari sa'yo, Yvonne? Why do you keep leaving and entering the room? Unstable internet connection? Is that the problem? Okay. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, I will also reiterate here that will is used to express voluntary action. And as you know, when we say voluntary, it means you are willing and you want to do something, okay? Will often suggests that a speaker will do something voluntarily. A voluntary action is what? The speaker offers to do something for someone else. You're offering something, okay? We also use will when we request that someone help us or volunteer to do something for us. So you also use that word when you're asking for a request. So these are the given examples. I will send you the information when I get it. Will you help me move this heavy table? Will you make dinner? All right, so usually, do you need I'm asking all the students to participate actively. So I'm gonna give you pieces of paper so that you can write. So what you're gonna do right now is you're gonna write sentences. Um, you already have? Okay. So you're gonna write sentences using will. I suggest write a question and write a declarative sentence as well. Again, a declarative sentence is a sentence that has a period at the end and it states information. Okay, Mariella, could you please send your example sentence? Magsa-start tayo sa basic kasi later magiging ano na yan. And the others as well. Rhea. Mm-hmm. I will go to the market this afternoon. Tanong niya, sagot niya din. Ay, later action mark. I will go to the market this afternoon. Okay. It's okay. You're just basically going to write a sentence, either a declarative sentence or a question, an interrogative sentence, using the word will to express voluntary action or the future tense. Mahirap pa naman yung seat work later. Okay. All right, so let's start. Mark, can you tell me your sentence, please? We attend our class today. Will you attend our class today? Okay, that's a good one. Jam. She'll go to school later. I will go to school later. Okay. Ryan, do you want to try? Wag mo maglilinis ng room later. Cleaners pala. Okay, go. I will pick up. Okay. Nag-volunteer si Nicole. Okay. Thank you so much. Very basic, right? So let's now move on to... Ay, may humahabol. Will you marry me in summer? Ang taray! Ikaw talaga magpapropose, Rhea. Oh, by the way, this is too personal. This is a very personal question, but I would like to know, Rhea, is there a proposal coming on the way? Just kidding. You don't have to answer that question, guys. Okay, so let's move on to use number two. Will is also used when you're expressing a promise. Again, pag sinabing promise kasi pwede ba yan hindi matuloy? Alam niyo naman mga promises, they are made to be what? Broken. Right? So, di ba, in Tagalog, ano yung kasabihan sa Tagalog? Yeah, exactly. Kaya nga, will is used to express a promise because you're not sure if you're really gonna do it. Especially men. Huy, may hugot. Especially men. I'm just kidding. Baka sabihin nyo, napaka-gender bias ko, no? Pero may mga magre-react dito. Yes po, ma'am. Kumbidado kayo. Paunahin na lang natin si ma'am. Oh my gosh! Invited ako sa wedding mo, Rhea! But it's in Canada! How can I go there? Okay. Maybe I can go there. Medyo matagal na kasi yung student si Rhea, so close ko siya. Close kami. Are we close, Rhea? Di din siya sure. So, these are the examples. I promise I will not tell him about the surprise party. It's like when your friend promises not to tell your other friend about the secret that you wanted to keep together. But then your friend ends up betraying you and still says it to the other person. Okay? So don't worry, I'll be careful. This is quite easy, so let's skip it. Let's move to going to. So we use going to express that there is a plan. Kung si will promise lang, eto may plano talaga. So, saan kayo? Sa may plano or sa nagpo-promise lang? I'm just kidding. So anyways, we really appreciate going to kasi ibig sabihin nito, may plano siyang tuparin yung mga bagay-bagay, right? So, as I said earlier, eto, inulit ko lang din yung sinabi ko kanina. So, now, I want you to write a sentence. One promise with the word will and another one with this expression, going to. Okay? Make a sentence using I am going to, she is going to, he is going to, they are going to, whatever. Wednesday today, right? You can simply say, I am going to pass my IELTS test in a few months. If you remember Melissa, she already took the test and she already passed. Last Saturday lang. Okay. He's going to Cabanatuan to make his tattoo session. 100, di ba dapat I am going to Cabanatuan? Because you're the tattoo artist here. I am going to visit Europe someday. Whoa. I think Mariella was inspired by the photo that I posted on our group chat. yesterday, last night. I posted like a photo of the Eiffel Tower, and then yung quotation is your future dream country is waiting for you. I think that's what I posted, something like that. Your future country is waiting for your results. Para naman ma-inspire kayong galingan sa IELTS, di ba? All right. Anybody else who would like to give their answers? Feeling ko seryosong-seryoso talaga si Jam. Go ahead. Give me your sentence.
I am going to Australia when I pass the exam.
I am going to Australia. Yeah, that's right. When I pass my IELTS exam, right? Okay. That's actually a plan. That's really a good plan. How about the others? Do you want to tell me your answers, Mark?
I'm going to work abroad to pursue.
I'm going to work abroad to pursue my dreams. What is your dream? Mm-hmm. It's very generic though. Can you be more specific? Like, my dream is to. So when you go to Australia, you already have a job that you're going to apply for. Am I right? What's that job?
Okay.
Okay. So you plan to work there as an operator, but of course, your goal is to also progress or to get a promotion, right? So if you become successful in that field, then it's a domino effect. You're gonna be able to support your family and give them a good future. Generic kasi yung, I'm gonna give my family a good future. So I was looking for something more specific, para it would really sound like a plan, right? I am going to Australia to work as an operator and hopefully get my promotion one day. Ah, di ba? It does sound much better, right? Yan. Oh my gosh, Rhea! Sabi niya, I am going to be a grandmom soon. Congratulations! Ayoko nang pag-usapan tong mga bagay na to kasi makukuha na naman akong ninang nito. Guys, hindi mo na ako tumatanggap ng pagiging ninang hanggat. Seriously, I'm just kidding. All right. So, madali lang, right? Okay, let's take a look at these examples. The year 2020. What? Okay. 2026 na lang. The year 2026 will be a very interesting year. The year 2026 is going to be a very interesting year. You can use them interchangeably. You can use them alternately as long as you're expressing a prediction. Okay, so you use will or going to when you are talking about a prediction. Okay, so Donald Trump will soon be impeached. Prediction lang naman. Okay, so I also read an article that the former South Korean president is going to be in jail. Meron kasi siyang issue. Napanood niyo ba yun? Or nabasa niyo yun? Tumatango siya, kala mo talagang, did you read about it? No? So, meron kasi siyang issue na there's a lot of, apparently, corruption is not only in the Philippines, also in South Korea. Pero, meron silang anomaly behind it. Like, there's also some serial killing happening, I think. I can't remember the details, pero yun yung napanood kong documentary. And I think that's the president that they're talking about, na siya yung mananagot na talaga siya sa mga pagkakasala niya. But anyways, okay, general predictions about the future. Simply say, I think it's going to rain this evening. Kasi based on the weather that or the sky, you're looking at the sky right now, it's gloomy, the weather is quite chilly. So you have a prediction that it might rain. It could rain, right? So you can say, It will rain this evening. It will probably rain this evening. Okay. In the simple future, it is not always clear which use the speaker has in mind. Often there is more than one way to interpret a sentence meaning. So let's read these examples. When you will arrive tonight, we will go out for dinner. It sounds correct, but it's actually not. Okay? When you will arrive tonight, we will go out for dinner. Because you need to omit the word will here. Because yung first clause na to, when you arrive tonight, simple present siya. And then ito future tense. So isang simple present, isang future tense. Simple future. Okay? When you arrive tonight, we will go out for dinner. Okay? Pag dumating ka, then we will go out for dinner. Okay? So don't ever use the format above. Okay, let's create some more examples. So kailan ba to applicable? When you're starting your sentence with when, or, while, before, after, by the time, as soon as. Okay, let's try to make more sample sentences. Let's use while. While she cooks dinner. So present tense to simple present. Simple present tense. While she cooks dinner, we will be patiently waiting to eat. Okay? Another example. Unless. Let's use unless. Wait, please. I don't drink coffee. No, I will not. I will not drink coffee unless I feel. Okay, let's take a look at this sentence. So we used here the simple future. I will not drink coffee. Diba? And then, ginamitan natin siya ng unless, pero hindi naka-future tense yung pangalawang statement. Naka-ano lang siya, naka-simple present tense. Okay? I will not drink coffee unless I feel tired. Okay? Yung feel is in simple present, and then ito, will not is in future tense. Okay, so this is just a contraction, pero will not to, okay? I won't call you unless you message me first. So hindi siya pwedeng I won't call you unless you will message me first. Hindi mo na siya lalagyan ng will. Kasi, simple present lang dapat yung second statement. Okay? So, there you go. Let's now move on to future continuous. Okay, so this will get a little more confusing, so you have to bear with me when it comes to formats. Kasi ngayon, ang gagamitin yung format is will be plus present participle. Again, present participle form of the verb has an ing, right? You will be waiting for her when her plane arrives tonight. Will be plus present participle. Tapos pag going to naman ang gagamitin nyo, make sure that you use these helping verbs. Am, is, are. Going to be plus present participle. Okay. So, I am going to be expecting you here tonight. I'm going to be expecting you here tonight. So, meaning, you're expecting someone to come this evening at your house. And then, pag naman will be, hindi mo na kailangan lagyan ng any helping verb ha. Okay? So, let's create some sentence examples using will be plus present participle. Can you please write down some of your sentences? You can refer to the examples already on the screen, but please make your own. Okay, let's see if you guys got the format correctly, okay? So the first example that I wrote here is I will be studying tonight. So ayan lang yung format niya. Will be plus present participle, okay? And then here we have the helping verb am going to be studying tonight. So if we're going to change the subject, hindi na siya am. Of course, it's going to be she is. Okay? She is going to be studying tonight. And of course, pwede ring she or he is going to be studying tonight. Of course, if we use the plural subject form they or we, what helping verb do you use? Is or are? Of course, are. They are going to be studying tonight. We are going to be studying tonight. Okay. Check ko yung mga example sentence nyo. How about people on Zoom? Could you give me your example sentences? Nicole, do you want to start? Why not? Okay, how about you, Jam? Will yung will be muna plus present participle.
Will be waiting my husband. Will be being one.
I will be waiting for my husband. I will be waiting for my husband. Finishes. Tapos gagawin natin siyang going to be. How are you going to reconstruct it? I am going to be na yung format.
I am going.
So you're basically going to just add I am going to be what?
Going to be waiting.
Yeah. So you're just gonna copy paste it, right? I will be waiting, so you're planning to wait for him. But when you say I am going to be waiting, what's the difference? It means you have already set your mind that you're going to wait for him. Okay? Okay, anybody else who would like to give their example sentences about you, Mark? Will be plus verb with ing. What did you write?
I will be later.
Yeah. And then if you're going to change it into going to be,
Will be lunch later.
yeah. Diba? It's not so difficult. Right, guys? Madali lang siya. All you have to consider is changing the helping verbs. Kasi itong mga to, helping verb lang yan. Ang pinaka-main verb natin ay yung action, which is eating, waiting, hoping. Okay? Okay, gets ba? Gets? So, basically, madali lang si future continuous. It's expressing the fact that you're doing something, you will be doing something in the future continuously. Okay? From the word itself, future continuous. Okay. Interrupted action in the future. So the future continuous indicates that a longer action in the future will be interrupted by a shorter action in the future. So when we say interrupted, it simply means na it will stop from happening. Okay? May interrupt siya. Okay, this is gonna get a little more confusing, but try your best to follow, okay? And the reminders are, it can be a real interruption or just an interruption in time. So let's dissect this sentence. I will be watching TV when she arrives tonight. So, future pa rin ang pinag-uusapan natin. Pero, ang sumunod na statement, ang ginamit natin ay simple present tense. Ito si future continuous, tapos ito si simple present. So, it just says that, let's say you're waiting for someone like your sister to come home. So, habang inaantay mo siyang umuwi, you will be watching TV. Okay? So, pag sinabi mong, I am watching TV while my sister is on her way, iba na yon. Kasi ibig sabihin, you're doing it at the moment. Present tense yon. But remember, we're talking about the future continuous. So, you're talking about an action that you will be doing in the future. Tonight. I will be watching TV when she arrives tonight. And then, I will be waiting for you when your bus arrives. I am going to be staying at the Madison Hotel if anything happens and you need to contact me. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung mga kaduktong niyang clauses, naka-simple present lahat. Okay? So, the word happens, the word need, arrives, arrives, they're all in the simple present. So, yung first statement lang ang magiging future continuous. Okay. Let's say you already took your test, your IELTS test. How many hours does it take or how many days does it take for you to get before you get your results? Actually, within 24 hours, you can already get the results. Okay, so yung iba, they wait for more than 24 hours, pero I think nowadays, ako nga na-receive ko siya in less than 24 hours. So yeah, if you take your test on Saturday, you will definitely get the results on a Sunday. Okay, so let's say I will be waiting for my IELTS results when when okay, I will be waiting for my IELTS result so let's say it's a Sunday evening and you're waiting for your dad to come home. So while you're waiting for your dad to come home, you're waiting for the results of your IELTS test as well. Because I guess he's the first person that you would like to share the results to, right? I will be waiting for my IELTS results when dad comes home. So comes is in simple present tense. Okay, more examples? Interrupted. Okay. Let's change the subject. She will be baking some cookies when the mailman drops the letters. Sobrang old school naman ito. We don't even have mailmen anymore. But anyway, let's just pretend like we're in the past right now, okay? She will be baking some cookies when the mailman drops the letters. Probably, she already knows kung anong oras talaga dumadating yung mailman. Okay? Ang awkward talaga. Sabihin na nating delivery guy. Delivery guy drops the package. Okay. She will be baking some cookies when the delivery guy drops the package. Bakit siya naging future continuous? Kasi naka-present participle si verb and this word expresses the future. So, ito yung ginagawa niya. She will be baking some cookies when the delivery guy drops the package. Let's say that she already knows what time the delivery guy will drop the package because when you track your packages, may naka-indicate doon The delivery guy will deliver your parcel at around 5 p.m. in the afternoon. I don't know if you receive that kind of message, pero sometimes the delivery guy calls you and tells you what time he will come by to your house, right? So let's say she already knows that the delivery guy will drop by at around 5 p.m. and she can see that at that time, yun yung ginagawa niya, that she's baking cookies at that time. Kaya sinabi niya that she will be baking some cookies when the delivery guy drops the package. Do you get the idea? Okay, think of something that you will be doing tonight at a specific time and try to use this future continuous in your sentence. Wedding, I will be eating dinner when my favorite TV program plays or airs. Di ba? Pwedeng ganon. Do you still watch TV, guys? I mean, live stream. I don't really have any channel na may live stream. I watch everything in replay. But yeah, you can, it's also a good example. Do you want me to give you another example? Kasi parang nako-confuse pa kayo eh. Am I right? Are you still confused with it? Okay. Nicole, are you confused or you can follow naman? Hmm. Okay, let me give more examples para hindi kayo masyadong confused. Okay? We will be reviewing the CCTV footage when the police officers conduct the investigation. We will be reviewing the CCTV footage when the police officers conduct the investigation. Okay? So, the investigation is ongoing. And at the same time, you see yourself, this is what you plan to do. Pag nandyan na yung mga police officers, then you can review the CCTV footage. Kasi you will not really have access to the footage unless you have authority ordering that to happen, right? Is that the process how it's going to be done? But yeah. So, gamitan naman natin ang going to. I am going to, or she, or he, they are going to file a report when they gather more information about the case. Ayan, kakanood mo yan ng mga serial killer documentaries. Nagiging paranoid na sa lahat ng bagay, ano? Okay, they are going to file a report when they gather more information about the case. Again, kung mapapansin nyo, everything on the second statement is using the simple present tense. Compare it to the first part of the sentence, which ang ginagamit natin ay ang future continuous, right? So you just pair them together. Future continuous and simple present. Okay, can you guys write your sample sentences on your papers? So the reason why I am encouraging you to do so is so that my retention. It's very important for you to have retention. Kasi if you just allow things to go into your mind and then not really apply them, retention is not uh, secured. Hmm. I am going to. Okay, let's take a look at this sample sentence. Kasi hindi to ordinary type of sentence. Why? Kasi yung sumunod na statement, wala siyang action word. Ang action word niya naka-simple past, pero ang ginagamit, ang kailangan nating pansinin ay yung simple present ng are. I am going to be conducting a seminar when the delegates are completed, or you can also say when the delegates arrive at the venue. Okay? So, please write your sentences habang pinapaprint ko yung. Okay, so can I hear your sample sentences, guys? Yes, Jam. You wanna start?
We will be waiting airport for almost 2 hours when my grandmother.
We will be waiting at the airport. We will be waiting at the airport. What did you say?
For almost 2 hours.
You can't really add that. Because hindi ka pa pwedeng mag-conclude Kasi future pa lang to eh. So, you don't really see the future, right? So, you don't know if you're gonna wait for 2 hours or anything like that. So, we will be waiting at the airport.
When my grandmother.
When my grandmother arrives. Okay, that's a good one. Tapos pwede mo siyang sabihin, we are going to be waiting. Pwede rin, we are going to be waiting at the airport when my grandmother arrives. Okay? Okay, anybody else who would like to share their answers? Wait lang, basahin natin yung mga sagot nila dito. I will be waiting for my grandkid. I will be waiting for my grandkid. When my... When what? When what? Tell me. We will be having a party tonight when my friends arrive. Yeah. Uy, ayaw niyong tigilan yung word na arrive. Marami bang ibang verbs, guys, ah? They are going to celebrate when Norman Magdalene proves that he is guilty for his cases. Okay? They are going to be celebrating. Okay? So, nandun tayo sa future continuous. So, they are going to be celebrating. They are going to be celebrating when Norman Magdalene proves that he is guilty for his cases. I will be watching the Bridgerton series when season 5 airs. Oh my gosh, Mariela! Bukas na yon. Did you watch season 1 to 4 already? Season 4 pa lang tayo. Hindi ko pa alam kung kailan yung season 5. Nagsushooting pa lang kami. Uy, nagsushooting pa lang. Season 4 pa lang tayo. Siguro binilang mo yung Queen Charlotte. Hindi kasi siya part ng Bridgerton series because Bridgerton is the last name of the family. But Queen Charlotte is a different family because she's the queen, right? So Queen Charlotte is the other half of King George. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's the Bridgerton series. And it's so good. If you want to practice your English, please watch that series, okay? Season 4, Part 2 will be aired tomorrow. I don't know what time, but we have to know because tomorrow is Feb 26, right? Naku, Hollywood time. Advance tayo ng 13 hours dun sa Amerika, di ba? So maybe sa 27 na natin mapanood yan. But it's okay. It's worth the wait though. Okay, so do you guys get the concept of future continuous? Okay. If you guys get it, ibig sabihin, it's time for us to do the seat work. Medyo mahirap siya, pero kaya nyo naman yan. Lalo na kung nasundan nyo yung series na to. Okay? Pero later na. We're not done yet. So, when we use the future continuous, there is a specific time that the interruption happens in the future. So, let's take a look at this first example. Tonight at 6 p.m., I am going to be eating dinner. So, this means that I will be in the process of eating dinner. So, at around 6 p.m., I'm eating dinner. And then we also have at midnight tonight, we will still be driving through the desert. So, this time, dadagdagan nyo lang ng time expression yung mga sentences nyo. Okay? So, let's say, what are you planning to do tonight? Do you have any plans? Bukod sa matulog, Jam? Because, right, you're planning to sleep after this class. Me? Okay, ako na lang. Sige. Tonight at... Oras ba matatapos yung work ko tonight? 11:15. All right, tonight at 11:30, I am going to be watching the Bridgerton season 4, part 2. Yeah, tonight at 11:30 p.m. How about the others? What do you plan to do? Okay, sabihin na natin hindi tonight. Let's say tomorrow or on the weekend. Tomorrow morning, I am going to be heading to the office. Tonight at 7. Tonight at 7. Tonight at Anna is going to be attending a dinner party at her in-laws. Tonight at 7 p.m., Anna is going to be attending a dinner party at her in-laws' place. But then this evening, this afternoon. This afternoon at 4 p.m., the middle school students. I know there's no middle school in the Philippines, pero kasi I'm thinking about South Korea right now. The middle school students are going to studying at their respective academies. Tonight at 8 p.m., I am going to okay. Our subject here on the first sentence is Anna. Why? Why are we calling Anna our subject? Because she is the doer of the action. Okay? So Anna is going to be attending. So remember, you use the helping verb is since Anna is a singular subject. Pero dito, ang subject natin ay middle school students. Okay? The students. Of course, you're going to use are. And of course, here, I am going to be hitting the gym for some leg workout. So some of you, okay lang naman, tama naman yung mga ibang examples na binigay nyo. However, you missed out on putting ing after the verb. So, importante kasi na masunod nyo yung format, guys, which is will be plus present participle, will be hitting the gym. Pero since ang ginamit ko ay helping verb am is are plus going to be plus present participle, ganito yung format niya. I'm going to be hitting the gym for some leg workout. Okay? So please write down your sentences. Practicein nyo lang yung format na yan and isip kayo ng sarili nyong like activity that you will be doing tonight or in the future since we're talking about the future tense. And I'm also encouraging the people in Zoom right now to actively participate. Nawala na, guys. Anyways. Please don't use ChatGPT, guys. I am expecting na walang gagamit na any online resources. Yep. Pero wait lang. Before you start answering that, we're gonna finish this. Okay. So, does anyone want to volunteer dito sa sample na to? Or do you feel like it's confusing? Is it confusing? Or what? Because if you want me to talk about it a little more, we can. But if you feel like it's okay, we can move on. Okay, parallel actions in the future. When we say parallel, when you're describing more than two or more actions in the future, you have to make sure na magka-same sila ng format. Okay? So let's say, what are you planning to do this weekend? I am going to be resting at home, and I am also going to be fixing some broken equipment at home. So make sure na, mm, parallel siya. Kagaya na to. 'Di ba? 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 'Di ba I'm going to be studying. And then he's going to be making dinner. Okay? And another example is they will be eating dinner, discussing their plans, and having a good time. So, hindi na kailangang paulit-ulit gamitin yung will. You don't need to say they will be eating dinner, they will be discussing their plans, and they will be having a good time. No need. As long as nasa first siya. Gaya nito. Yeah, it's here, but then in this case, you don't really have to keep repeating it because it doesn't sound good, okay? Gaya na, tonight, they will be eating dinner. Given na, parang understood na meron ng will be. Okay? As long as ito, parallel siya. So another example could be Bob. Bob has a busy week. He is going to be fixing the car engine, decluttering the garage, and okay. So, nilagay ko lang sa umpisa yung going to be. And then, present participle, present participle, present participle. Okay? So that's what you do when you describe the future continuous tense. Atmosphere in the future. Okay. Jam, is it okay if you read this paragraph? The example part.
When I party, everybody is going to be celebrating. Some will be dancing, others are going to be talking. A few people will be eating pizza, and several people are going to be drinking beer. They always do the same thing.
Okay. If you notice, iisa lang yung theme ng sentences. The theme is things that you do at a party, right? Kasi gano'n naman talaga, when you're talking, when you're answering question in IELTS, you have to make sure that your answer is relevant to the question. Hindi pwedeng biglang off topic ka. Let's say, yung question sa'yo is about your hobbies. Okay? You focus on that. You don't start talking about your grandmother or your sister's hobbies because the question is asking you what your hobbies are. So you just talk about your hobbies, or at least yung theme niya is hobbies. Okay? So same goes with writing. You can't move on from one paragraph to another tapos iba-iba yung sinasabi mo. It has to have cohesiveness. So everything you say must have cohesiveness, okay? So it makes your ideas more united. Kapag kasi may unity yung ideas nyo, mas clear para sa examiner na maintindihan. And of course, it's an indication that you are fluent in the language when you know how to make your sentences cohesive. Okay? Kagaya nito, nag-focus lang siya sa what are usually being done at a party. Everybody is going to be celebrating. Some people will be dancing, others will be going to be talking, will be eating pizza or drinking. Okay? I think this is the last one. Ay, hindi, may future perfect continuous pa. It's really long, right? Pero sige. Future perfect, bago na yung format na to. Kung si future continuous will be plus present participle verbs with ing, at saka am is are going to have or going to be plus present participle. Ang kaibahan nila ni future perfect ay past participle ang gagamitin nyo na verb. So, ano ba yung past participle? Yung mga verbs na may ed. Okay? Remember last week I discussed that normal verbs, you just add an ed and they become past. Printed, walked, talked, participated, normal verbs yon. Pero meron tayong tinatawag na irregular verbs. Yun yung cut, cut, cut. Hindi naman pwedeng sabihin cutted, di ba? Put, put, put. Eat, ate. Irregular verbs yun kasi nababago or hindi nababago. Hindi siya nilalagyan ng ed for it to become past participle. So, the first use of future perfect, please remember the format, okay? You use the future perfect when you are talking about duration before something in the future. I will have been in London for 6 months by the time I leave. By Monday, Susan is going to have had my book for a week. Okay, this is the really difficult part. Kasi kahit ako, I feel like this is very challenging for all of you because you have to make sure that you know when something happened and how long it will happen in the future. So the first sentence means, I will have been in London for 6 months by the time I leave. So ibig sabihin ng sentence na to, the person already knows that the visa will only last for 6 months. So, in the future, bago daw siya umalis ng London, makakapag-stay muna siya ng 6 months. Got it? By Monday, so, future to. Sa susunod na Monday, we're talking about the next Monday. By Monday, Susan is going to have had my book for a week. So let's say last Monday, which was Feb 22, 23, I mean, ano ba? 23, 24, yeah. Feb 23, Susan borrowed my book. So by Monday, March 2. March 2 na sa Monday, right? Nasa kanya na yung book ko for a week. Pero hindi pa to nangyayari. Darating pa lang tayo doon. This is what the future perfect means. Darating pa lang tayo sa mga pangyayari na yon. But it's a sentence that expresses that something that will happen in the future. Okay? So, by Monday, Susan is going to have had my book. Ayan. Helping verb na is, because Susan is a singular subject. Going to have. Importante na may word na have or had. Okay? Had my book for a week. Okay. Do you understand that sentence? Ngayon kasi Wednesday pa lang eh. So, ngayon, nakaka 3 days pa lang sa kanya yung book na hiniram niya. Pero by Monday, 1 week na yon sa kanya. Okay? So, that's how you use the future perfect tense. Okay. Let me share some more examples. Wait lang. Magbibigay pa ako ng more example sentences. Uh-huh. I will have finished my homework by 8 p.m. So this time we use will instead of going to. And then of course you shouldn't miss out on using the word have. I will have finished. Tapos past participle. Again, past participle is when the verb has an ed to make it into past tense, right? I will have finished my homework by 8 p.m. Of course, right now it's what time? 11 a.m. It's 11 a.m. right now, and this is something that is in the future. I will have finished my homework by 8 p.m. Can you write down your sentence samples? She will have accomplished the project before the deadline. So, simple lang naman yung format niyan. Subject plus will have plus past participle. The students will have improved their speaking skills by the time they have their speaking test. So, Nicole, can you please tell me something that you plan to do tonight? Like something that you want to accomplish. It could be like cleaning your room or doing an assignment, anything. Writing notes like a journal, you mean? Okay, so let's try to use the future perfect tense. I will have, and at what time do you think you could finish that activity? 7:30. Okay, so I will have what? What verb are you gonna use? Past participle of write is written. Okay. I will have written an entry in my journal at 7:30 tonight. Tama ba? I will have written an entry in my journal at 7:30 tonight. Okay, how about the others? What activities do you plan to accomplish today? This afternoon or this evening? You don't have to construct the sentence. I'll help you. Just tell me what activity you plan to accomplish this evening. I know. What is it?
Afternoon,
Yeah?
I will finish my documents. Uh, Maybe that's where you go.
Business permit. Uh-huh. Okay. Pwede rin going to, ah. Going to. Okay. All right. I am going to have what? Is it accomplished? Is it signed? What? Do you sign the document? What? Like, what do you do with a business permit? Do you sign it? Do you file it? Release. Okay. I am going to have had, I am going to have released. I am going to have released my business permit this afternoon. I'm going to have released my business permit this afternoon. Pwede rin namang I will have released. I will have released my business permit this afternoon. Feeling good. You know what? The look on your faces right now, it's telling me that you're confused with this structure. Are you confused? Or is it okay? How about Mark? Can I get feedback, please? Kasi parang hindi ako at ease na mag-continue if you guys didn't follow this particular part. I will have finished my cooking after my class. Okay. I will have worked in the hospital for 6 months by the time I finish my contract. You got it really accurate, Mariella and Rhea. But guys, when you write down examples, can you please make sure that there's proper punctuation marks and capitalizations? Kasi, you know, your practice, you might do that on the actual exam, and I don't want you to do that on the actual exam. Parang ngayon ba lang, practice nyo na yung mga tamang capitalization, punctuation marks, because those little details, kapag na-accumulate yon ng maraming points, talagang bababa yung score nyo sa writing. Okay? Maganda sana yung input mo, yung content mo maganda sa writing, pero ang dami mong technical errors. So basically, you're not gonna get the target score kasi you took um you didn't take into consideration the technical errors. No, Rhea, it's okay. I'm not giving a personal feedback. It's just that I want everyone to be reminded about it, okay? So you can say, I will have released. I will have released. Pero since gusto mo ng additional words, ito yung gagamitin mo. Kasi ganun naman talaga sa writing, di ba? You need to hit 250 words max on writing task 2 and 100, not max, I mean at least minimum of 250 words, and then sa task 1 naman, it's a minimum of 150 words. But then it's safer if you like secure 170. Don't worry, you don't have to count the words naman isa-isa. Meron ng indicator sa baba kung how many words na yung nata-type mo. Isn't that how you do it on the mock test? Right? So, okay. We're done. I'm not giving you a break time anymore, guys. Do you need a break time? Or let's just continue. Okay. Now we're going to talk about the future continuous. The format gets a little longer kasi this time, dadagdagan natin ng been. So, instead of will have, dadagdagan natin siya ng been, pero babaguhin natin yung form ni verb. Magiging present participle na siya. Babalik tayo kay ing. Okay? So, yung first is will have been doing, and yung second one ay be going to have been doing. It gets more and more complicated, but yeah, you can do this, okay? So, You will have been waiting for more than 2 hours when her plane finally arrives. Will you have been waiting for more than 2 hours when her plane finally arrives? And then another example here is, are you going to have been waiting? Guys, this future perfect continuous, it's not advisable to be used in writing anymore. Why? Because it's so confusing. So, wag niyo na siyang gamitin sa writing, ah. Kasi mako-confuse lang kayo sa going to have been waiting, tsaka sa will have been waiting. But if you feel like you're in the advanced level and you can handle these formats or these structures of sentences, go. You can do it. But I don't encourage you to do so anymore. Because in IELTS, it's important to express yourself accurately. If it requires you to use simple language, then go. Pero if you're aiming for band 8, yan, ito, kailangan mo talagang alamin tong mga sentence structures na to. But if you're not aiming for band 8, wag na. Kasi magkakamali ka lang eh. You're gonna risk it. Okay? So why do we use the future perfect continuous? Simply because we need to use it to show that something will come up until a particular event or time in the future. So basically, in Tagalog, ina-express mo lang yung mga posibleng mangyari sa future. Probability. And probabilities can be used in writing task 1, right? Kasi mag-i-interpret ka doon ng data. Pero sa mga GT ka ba, Jam?
And then,
Ano, sa academic kasi gagamit, you will really interpret statistical data. Pero sa mga GT students, you're just gonna do letter writing. Sobrang dali lang nun, guys. Nagawa mo na yun, Mark? Never ka pa din nakapagpa-check? Magpa-check kayo, guys! Andito si Sir Kevin every Thursday. Sure yon. So, isabay nyo na sa coaching nyo yung pagpapacheck nyo ng writing. Para mabigyan din niya kayo ng feedback. Okay? Okay, so they will have been talking for over an hour by the time Thomas arrives. So we're talking about something that will happen in the future. And that is when Thomas arrives. The time Thomas arrives. Okay? So, ang sinasabi lang ng sentence na to, isang oras na silang nag-uusap. More than an hour, for over an hour. So let's assume that right now it's already 11:30. So basically, kaya niya nasabi to kasi they started talking at 10:30 in the morning. So si Thomas, expectedly darating siya ng 12 noon. Okay? So they started talking at 10:30 in the morning. Si Thomas darating siya ng 12 noon. So meron siyang conclusion or prediction na kung patuloy silang mag-uusap, inabot na sila ng more than an hour by the time that Thomas arrives. Do you get the idea? Ang hirap mag-explain? Okay na siguro yun. Do you need me to explain it a little more or is it okay? Sure ka, Jam? Okay then. So, cause of something in the future. Using the future perfect continuous before another action in the future is a good way to show cause and effect. So, in this case, pwede niyo siyang maggamit sa writing task 2. Kasi may mga writing tasks sa writing task 2 that will ask you to differentiate the causes and effects or to present some examples of causes and effects, right? So, this is a good way for you to express your thoughts accurately. Jason will be tired when he gets home because he will have been he will have been jogging for over an hour. Again, Jason started jogging at 4 p.m. He gets home at 6 p.m. He started jogging at 4 and he gets home at 6. So it's safe to say that he will have been jogging for over an hour. Kasi let's say he started at 4 and ended at 5:30, tapos um uh, he needed to go home, like to commute. So it took him like 30 minutes to get home. So most probably the jogging period was over an hour pero walang exact na duration. Okay? It's okay. All right. Claudia's English will be perfect when she returns to Germany because she is going to have been studying English in the United States for over 2 years. Okay, so Claudia, let's assume that Claudia is from Germany. She originally lives in Germany, but she went to the US to study English. So let's say that Claudia is returning to Germany this 2026. She left Germany in 2024, okay? Or let's say 2023. So kaya niya sinabi dito sa sentence na to that by the time that Claudia returns to Germany, magaling na siya mag-English. Perfect na daw yung magiging English niya. Kasi nakapag-aral siya sa US for over 2 years. So yeah, guys, actually, based on my experience, in order for you to improve your English skills, it doesn't take only 3 to 4 months. Especially if your level is quite low. But if with constant practice, your progress will really speed up. Kagaya ng mga Korean students namin. Okay, so I have another job, which is ESL. And if I'm going to compare my students who are studying online for only 30 minutes a day, it took them like 3 years para ma-develop yung English skills nila. Bata yun ah. Iba pa pag adult. Kasi pag bata, mabilis pang ma-hone yung skills eh. Kasi madaling maka-adapt, right? As you know, your kids nowadays or yung mga pamangkin nyo, ang galing nilang magsipag-English because they adopt what they watch easily. Language acquisition is best developed at the ages of 2 to 7 years old. So, pag medyo 8 na pataas, medyo papahirap na ng papahirap kung dun pa lang magsa-start. Kaya kung ikukumpara natin yung mga estudyante or mga kids na nag-start at very early age, they can really acquire the language and they are fluent in English. Alright? So, kagaya na to si Claudia. Probably she started learning English at early years. Kaya it only took her 2 years of constant practice para ma-improve yung fluency niya. Okay? But based on Korean students, kasi sa Korea, ang culture nila, nobody speaks English. Okay? Mas malala pa sa Philippines. Kasi actually, akala ng mga Koreans, ang galing lahat ng Filipinos na mag-English. But that's not really true. Right? So, mas magaling pa ang mga Filipino, normal Filipinos, to speak English compared to Koreans. Why? Because somehow English is our second language, right? Since we've been colonized, we have been colonized by Americans for quite some time in the past. So ngayon, the thing is, meron pa kami isa pang program wherein umuwi yung mga students sa Philippines. They stay here for 2 to 3 months, lock in. Not literally nakalaka, meaning locked in, naka-focus. They're not allowed to speak their language, which is Korean, for 3 months straight. They're only allowed to speak English 24 hours. So, pwede lang silang makipag-usap ng Korean if they're talking to their parents, which is twice a week, a 30-minute call only. 30 minutes lang. Kasi ang kailangan talaga i-immerse yung isip nila at yung pagsasalita nila in English. So, ikukumpara ko siya sa student ko na nag-take na nag-online classes ang 30 minutes per day for 3 years. mas mabilis yung progress nitong student na nagstay sa Philippines within 3 months na lock-in. So kaya guys, don't expect that your progress will be instant. Pero yun nga, sa mga GT naman na konti lang naman yung required na, I mean, not konti. But I mean, hindi ganun kataas yung required na band score. Yeah, it's safe to say that it's gonna take you 3 to 4 months. Pero sa mga academic students na nag-start with a low English proficiency level, you have to expect that it takes time and it takes effort and focus. Okay? So anyway, having that said, I will stop sharing my screen sa mga nasa Zoom because I'm gonna send you this link. Tapos pwede nyo na ding simulan yung activity, guys. Okay? Is it too cold? Hinaan ko ba, guys? Summer na kasi. Kaya niyo bang sagutan ng 15 minutes? It's only 40 items. Tapos multiple choice pa yung iba dyan. So, sa mga nasa Zoom, sasend ko sa inyo yung link. Pakisagutan, please. And I expect integrity over here. So, wag sana kayong gumamit ng any chat GPT or any search engines.